If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. And I'd have all of its real estate and hand it out to people who shit on their own doorsteps, that possess no vocabulary, no word for maintenance or future, most of its filthy population. But I wouldn't be happy until I had harvested and reaped the ripest, rapiest apple on the tree. I would pluck thee and thine from the vine, then thy soul, thine home would be mine, and houses of the holy I would relabel as porta potties. So I'd set about to take over the United States and rebrand it as the unisex states of America. I'd subvert the churches first, that thirst is mostly quenched already. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers, with the wisdom of a serpent. I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please, for you are already the apple of my eye and the desire of my iris. Slither hither, come sweet heather, serpents and servants of a feather flock together. To the young I would slickety slither a whisper, evil is a myth. I would convince them that they are created in God's image rather than the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is just damn boring. And the old I would teach to pray after me, our Father, the old fork-tongued silver-haired fox which art in Washington, among the gray clucking hens in the hutches of Congress, then that would be in my clutches. And then I'd get orgasmic, I'd intimidate the stupidest among you to scribble their moronic musings into tomes of nonsense disguised as philosophy and open-mindedness. Then, with simple minds pried and splayed and filleted open, I would begin to insert and shove into them the Semitic inseminations of their vile imaginations. I would glamorize the ghettos with gangsterism and fatherlessness, and billboards of tuxedoed blacks guzzling quarts of Schlitz-mouth liquor bulls with sequin slits slinking in their shadows. I tranquilize the rest with happy pills that neither bring happiness nor unhappiness, but rather no real emotions at all, so that they wouldn't recognize the fall when it's falling. If I were the devil, I'd soon have whatever families still left that hadn't yet had the head of the family summarily decapitated, at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves. And I would anoint Israel as the savvy salve ointment and keep rid of the sacraments blessed by them with the bleeding blood of the bleating innocent, until the robed and adorned war pigs were satiated with their Black Sabbath rituals, and with promises of higher ratings and stacks of worthless paper and barrels of hairspray and caked on faces. I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames, and effeminate pundits and punters punting and spurting and squirming over the highest bidder, and selling foul, sour vileness as sacks of sugary, sexy saviors of the nations and damnations. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young sensitive intellects to femininely grin with lipstick lit lips from cheek to cheek, as the part their tender young cheeks, just like their easily open minds, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild, until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door, and tampons in the boys' bathrooms, and rubber phalluses in the transgenders' purses. And in churches, I would substitute psychology for religion, and deify DEI. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg, and the symbol of Christmas a Walmart. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who want, until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what do you bet? I could get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes and hard work and patriotism and moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that virgins are just the commodity of the leaders, pederasts and princes, and not for young, honest and masculine men. For them, I would leave bulbous green glittery talon goblins with their swelled up raunchy haunches flaunting their cleft cloven cheeks right out of their spandex slinky stinky slings. If I were the devil, that is, if I were really real, I'd really pull a trick and fast lickety-split. I would own the googly gog-eyed gimme gomers in the synagogues, and the simpletons in the temples, and the hands-eat collared lurches, and the megalomaniac mega churches. The best trick, if I were to do so, would be to just keep doing as it were and has always been, to appear as the deacon, the usher, and hold the door open. Keep the minds open, don't mind me, don't mind if I do. Thanks for coming, see you soon. soon. In the meantime, I will be just mining and minding my business. Hell of a business, hell yeah!